For all the latest updates, subscribe to News9.
Hello and welcome to News9 Digital. I'm Ashish Parekh. While the United States has been brought down to its knees by the COVID-19 pandemic, it is all set to launch itself into space and send two of its own into the orbit for the first time since almost a decade. This has been something that the US has been planning for quite some time now, and along with Elon Musk's SpaceX, it has now become a reality, and on Wednesday, the Crew Dragon spacecraft will take off from the US, making it the first spacecraft in almost 10 years to launch two US astronauts into space. So what is this mission all about? How exactly did this happen? The last time that astronauts were launched off American soil was all the way back in 2011 when the space shuttle program ended. And ever since then, the US has been relying on Russia to send its astronauts to the International Space Station. And this has been costly for US by its own admission. And they have been trying different ways to make sure that they come up with some or the other sort of mission so that they could send their astronauts into space. But now, along with SpaceX, they have devised a proper strategy wherein they will be regularly sending astronauts into space, especially to the ISS. And it's not just SpaceX, it's also Boeing and other companies that the NASA is looking at to make sure that they send astronauts into space. Now, this particular mission that we're talking about is mostly to determine the capabilities of SpaceX. Of course, they want to send their astronauts to ISS, but at the same time, they are trying to make sure that they also test SpaceX capabilities for future missions, for bigger missions. What gives this even more importance is the fact that this is the first time in its 18-year-old history that SpaceX is launching a manned mission into orbit. We have been talking about how SpaceX has huge plans of going to Mars. Elon Musk has been coming out and saying he wants to go to Mars before he dies. He wants to create a colony there. But the irony of this entire situation was that he hadn't even launched a single astronaut into space. But that is now becoming a reality as SpaceX is all set for this Crew Dragon spacecraft, which will be taking humans into orbit. So the other aspect of looking at it is that this is something that NASA has really bred. NASA has really made sure that it happens over a period of time, because they had this program which they developed called the Commercial Development Program, wherein it had selected a few companies, especially SpaceX and Boeing, and it had made sure that these companies are prepared for future missions, because commercialization of space is the only way forward. And that is what various experts also had been saying, because there is a limitation to every government organization. There is some sort of binding that comes with every mission that they take. They are accountable to the government, but when it comes to private companies, they have to go ahead and they have some other plans which they want to execute. They want to show the world that the impossible can be made possible, and that is why SpaceX and Boeing were selected. SpaceX was given around $2.6 billion, and also Boeing was given around $4.2 billion to make sure that they come up with a technology wherein they will not need NASA's help to launch their astronauts into space. Of course, NASA is going to support them, but at the same time, this is a SpaceX mission. This is a SpaceX aircraft, and this is something that makes this entire mission even the more special, because earlier on you had a lot of aircrafts, a lot of spacecrafts going into space, but all of those were by NASA or other space agencies, and they were indirectly supported by other organizations. But this is the first time that a commercial profit organization is going to launch its aircraft into space, and this is a major breakthrough as far as space exploration is concerned. And one person who is right now in the picture is Elon Musk. He has been made fun of. People have said that he's a madman. On the other hand, you have people saying that he would be looked at as the Da Vinci of this era, by space explorers. The other aspect of this entire situation is that Elon Musk is going to be even more powerful, even more regarded in the world of space and technology. He's of course made his name out of Tesla. He's made his fortune out of Tesla and the other companies that he's sold in the past. But SpaceX has been something that he has risked his entire life on. He almost went bankrupt at one point in time, is by his own admission, and now he's bounced back and is going to launch two people into space. And this is not going to be the mission for Elon Musk. This is going to be a pit stop for Elon Musk's journey to Mars, because Mars is where he wants to be. Mars is where Elon Musk thinks humans belong, and that is going to be his mission. So one only hopes that the weather conditions support the launch, and the NASA and the project that the NASA and SpaceX have been so long preparing for, and the fact that the country is seeing such a drastic situation. Amidst all of this, this is something that comes as a ray of hope comes as something that everyone would be looking forward to, and one only hopes that this mission is successful, because commercialization of space is something that excites everyone, not just space explorers but also young kids watching at home, because that is something that gives you possibilities larger than what a government would desire, larger than the bindings of a government. So what exactly do you think will happen with this launch? Do you think it will be successful? Do you think this is the beginning of the interstellar exploration that everyone talks about, and this is going to be Elon Musk's first pit stop on his way to Mars? What do you think about that? Let us know in the comment box, and also make sure to like, share and subscribe to News9. Thanks for watching.